Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and welcome to my Alien Conquest, which is part of Operation Sealing, and is my quest to get all of the Alien Conquest line alien ships into Brick Nottingham. Yup, I've been collecting. Well, from over Far Corner Farm all the way up to the top corner of the Lego room, we've currently got an alien presence of these wonderful sets from the Alien Conquest line, which must be one of my favourites of all time, I think. I just love the expressions on all of those aliens. They're just fantastic. So yeah, we've got these two sets, being the 7052 Alien Abduction, which is the nice medium-sized saucer with that sort of beam coming from underneath it, which actually does have a play feature where it sort of lights up as well when you press a button, so you can actually make that thing glow a little bit, though it's pretty puny, to be honest. And the 7065 Alien Mothership, which was actually my very first video on this channel, knowing that mounting anything else this far into the corner was going to be a bit of a stretch if I didn't get it done first of all. So yeah, that was my very shaky, nervous first video of the channel. And I later added the oversized gun to the top of it to make it look a bit more menacing. And I adapted it to have a crew of 3, including the Series 8 alien villainess, of course, from the series minifigure line. I wish they'd add some more Alien Conquest special minifigures as part of a future series, but you know, here's hoping. Yeah, so that one's got a claw on the bottom, but it's on its own. And this quest of getting all of the other vehicles from the alien side of things anyway, from the other sets in this line, has been a long held ambition, and I kind of had a vision of this entire corner being sort of filled up with loads of little ships, all in a great big swarm basically, coming down to attack, much like the sort of film's Alien, what would it be? Mars Attacks, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, or Independence Day or something like that. So that is the aim of today. Well, not just today, the last few months of brick hauls, I suppose. That's where I've been getting all the bits. Well, this is quite exciting for me because I've been collecting these for absolutely ages, it seems. Probably at least the last 100 brick hauls, and finally we're going to get into the position of hanging them all on our ceiling as part of Operation Sealing, of course. The idea of filling the skies above Brick Nottingham as much as possible to make them packed and stacked as well. And the first alien that is going to be mounted, or at least I'm going to show you, we can see homing into view with its shadow ominously over Robin, and it's this one, which is arguably one of the hardest ones to get actually, in that it was one of the side builds in the much bigger Earth Defence HQ set, 7066 from 2011, and well, I didn't want to buy that whole set. I just wanted the lovely medium-sized UFO with all these guns on the front, jets on the back. And as you can see, I've already mounted it on some fishing wire, so it can be hung from the ceiling very well. And it's quite difficult, especially with this one, I think it was, finding the sort of middle balance point of the sort of centre of gravity of each of these things, so it doesn't just flop forward or flop backwards or anything like that. So yeah, that's why I've kind of done this before filming and presenting them each with it already in place, because otherwise just a slight adjustment means the whole thing could sort of be hanging like that and look very unnatural indeed. So yeah, very straightforward flying saucer this one, but a very nice one, I think you'll agree. And I love the stickers which echo the other sets as well. So really nice one there. And that massive mobile base has got a very cool ADU, or Alien Defense Unit, kind of fighter that sort of launched from its roof. I think I might also want that fighter. In fact, my skies will need it after today, won't they? To give us some sort of bit of hope, glimmer of hope against an alien conquest. So I might start looking out for the stickered pieces of that. This collecting pieces is a never-ending journey, I think you'll agree. Anyway, yeah. I did look at the sticker sheet for indeed this particular flying saucer, and well, that would cover the new fighter as well. And there are only 2, I think, in Czechia, in Europe. So yeah, not the easiest thing to get. But that has now been mounted on an 80 centimetre piece of fishing line, which has just been looped and sort of trapped in between bricks at each end. So there's no knots in it whatsoever. And that just means that it will be roughly hanging 40 centimetres from a hook from my ceiling. So that is our first one, and it's a very good one to start with, I think you'll agree. The next one is quite interesting actually, and it's covered in wires because it comes in two formats. It's this one, swooshing in. Basically, it's two-sided, and you can either use it in the set Jetcopter Encounter 7067 from 2011 as one sort of joined twin ship, which kind of reminds me of those cloud cars in The Empire Strikes Back or something like that. But what I'm going to be doing, and that's why I've got so many wires now completely tangled up, is separating them both, and that just folds down on each of them to make two individual fighters. And I think that's better because what is a swarm of alien craft unless there are lots of them? So I think I'd rather have two small ones than one big one. And these kind of look like racers really, with that very nice angled screen. It's keeping in, I sort of imagine it should be trans neon yellow in a way like this one, but in a way all of them have got the clear dome, so that's fine. And they needed to be smaller than that so they could join together, but it's got the same color scheme and jets and all the rest of it on the back, and those were quite hard to get as well, those stickers. So yeah, so I've got each of those with its own loop, and their center of gravity was actually a lot easier, just on the side as part of that arch piece that's in the dark bluish grey. So I have two of these, and I'll probably mount them sort of banking like that, maybe at slightly different heights. And with that in mind, I actually put these on slightly different lengths of fishing line. So one's on 70 centimetres and one's on 80 centimetres, which should just mean that when they're flying, they kind of look something like that. I'll have to make sure the hooks are both pointing in the same direction. Otherwise, well, they'll be flying in different directions, of course. But in addition to the two-man, or, well, two alien craft, that set has the very delicious-looking Jetcopter, armed to the teeth with very cool stickers, and even an alien incubation chamber on the inside. Very nice. Now, arguably my favourite that I wanted for a long time, of these new ones at least, is the Tripod Invader, dun dun dun, which is kind of too big for my current camera angle, which is set 7051 from 2011. And this has got two bits really, the kind of leg pieces that are walking around the streets, but that's why I took so long to actually buy this set, because that's just too big. I mean, this is spanning pretty much a whole base plate, and I can't waste that space just for an invading tripod from outer space. Actually, Tripod Invader sounds like a dodgy movie from the 70s, if you ask me. But anyway, so let me get rid of the legs, if I can, from all this fishing line, and just concentrate on the saucer. Now, that set was supposed to have a saucer that kind of lifted off. I think it was supposed to walk around, try and capture a human to put in its human capture pod, and then it would jet off from that base and fly back up to the mothership. So what I've done is converted it so it's actually got room for two people inside, because that's what I've been collecting all my Alien Conquest aliens, is to get as many in each cockpit as I can. And what I do still need to do is add somebody who's been captured. This poor lady, I think she's had one of these clingers on her head and is now unconscious, but she looks quite peaceful. She'll clearly be receiving some sort of probing later, a delicate probing, or maybe a not so delicate probing, when she's back on the mothership. Poor her. But these stickers are in really good condition as well. I had to move them, of course, using my patented hot tea technique, but that was easily done. So yeah, very nice indeed, that one. I really like the shape of it. So although we've lost the legs, and this lovely sort of gun on the front, actually, this ball joint that can fire in different directions, it is a very, very nice shaped and different shape for a bit of variety flying saucer. Now, I did think that it was a bit of a shame to leave this behind, but if I take that off, it's much less of a shame to leave all of this behind. It's this that's the very best piece. So I wondered if I could just kind of take off that and maybe that and replace it with just some different black bricks on the front. and then put that back for strength, because it needs its strength for the wire connections. There we go. Then maybe I could mount this ball joint sort of piece on the front still. Bit of a squeeze. It's arguably bent slightly, but to be honest, beggars can't be choosers. And then we've got an extra gun on the front of that. Ah, now you're talking. Maybe I should have that at a different angle, just so it looks like it's targeting something. Yeah, so there we go. That looks really good, I think. Now we'll see it from underneath. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to keep that on there, get rid of that slope. And this one was incredibly hard to balance. I was trying every single sort of half stud, basically, left to right. And then it dawned on me to try maybe front and back. So this one's got a very different hanging system, with one wire coming out of here and one in all of this gubbins here that's holding on the capture pod. And then it suddenly does stay upright rather than just flopping around. So, well, who knew? But anyway, it took a while to get there, but we did get there, and that's the main thing. So that one will have to have a different orientated hook because it's kind of front to back rather than side to side. And I want some kind of looking like they might be chasing all of the jets up in my skies, and some looking like they're coming down from the mothership to attack all the civilians. I don't know what Brick Nottingham has done to deserve this level of attention from the aliens. I really don't. Now the next one is a lot smaller, and is just, well, I don't think it was polybag, but it was the sort of second smallest set in the line or whatever it was. And this is the 7049 Alien Striker, which has got everyone's favourite Alien Conquest alien piloting it. And it just so happened that I think it was this one I got on eBay, and I ended up getting one of these with it because it was kind of a bulk lot, and I'd already got the pieces deliberately for a second one, but then I realised that these pieces aren't that crazy rare. There's no stickered ones or anything in there, so I was actually able to make a third one. So if we're going to have a swarm, like I said before, well, we want to have as many ships as possible. So having 3 of these maybe flying in formation, coming down from the mothership directly, maybe like they were launched from it, I thought would be a really good idea. So I'm planning not to hook these onto the ceiling. You'll see these little bits of fishing line are incredibly short. I thought that these could actually be hanging from the mothership itself. Hopefully its connection is strong enough to take a little bit more weight. And then just for variety, because we've got the pilot one in 1, 2, 3 instances, we've got this guy with a big sort of wide mouth in 5 instances. I thought maybe we could mix it up a bit and have somebody leading this squadron. Yeah, this guy is not the commander, he's the... I forget the exact name, something like Alien Leader or something like that. Oh, it's the Alien Cyborg, isn't it? Because he's got the bionic eye, the bionic arm, and the bionic leg, actually. So clearly something very bad happened on this side in the past when he was invading a different planet. Oh, and his torso even. So I thought for one of these, just for variety, and it'd have to be the middle one, I suppose, wouldn't it? And it's going to be quite hard to connect his bionic leg to there. But if I can just do it on one leg, maybe that will be enough, because it's not like we're going to be moving him around. Then I could just have a more interesting scene by including him. So there we go. So there is a formation of them. Oh, he's a bit front heavy, that one. Might have to readjust the bit of fishing line on there, but you get the idea. Lots of lime interesting stuff coming from the mothership down onto our lovely city. So there's actually one more to look at. And this one is very tiny, so tiny that it's pretty much impossible to hang from either the mothership or even from the ceiling. It's just too small and just ends up hanging sort of vertically up like that. So I thought this one, which is the Alien Defender 7050, which was the polybag from 2011, it's a bit rubbish really, but I thought it could join the street scene where the alien commander is being held in a space tower, and, well, another one of these cyborgs and a few of the guys are trying to break him back out. So maybe this is a bit of ground support for that division of people who are trying to do that task. So I thought I'd give him a gun as well in case he has to get off his little alien defender. I could give all of these guns, but I haven't got enough at the moment. But I think that'd be a good scene. So I've just added a 1x1 round brick in clear, just so when I attach him to a jumper plate as part of that street scene, it kind of looks like he's flying or hovering just a little bit above the pavement. So That is the culmination of a very long held ambition and a very long project, actually, getting all of the alien side of things from the entire Alien Conquest line and bringing them into Brick Nottingham. So, very exciting. Now is the best bit. Let's hang them all on brand new hooks stuck to the underside of the Lego room ceiling. And this time I won't be using these great big ones that we used on our green plane. I've got some smaller translucent ones and they're stuck on by a slightly smaller sort of sticky pad. You just got to make sure you get the wall side on the right side of each one, and then that'll stick on the little hook, which are clear, and then these can just be hooked on them. So yeah, it's time for the step ladder. Well, everyone knows that aliens are massive fans of wrestling, but they're also very keen on defending their own, and that's why the scene outside my space tower is of them performing a rescue operation where we'll see our new kind of craft hovering around chasing away civilians, and they've taken over reception and the elevator where they're proceeding up to the top floor, or the penultimate floor I suppose, to rescue their commander. So there he is in there behind bars being defended by all of these ADU and lady ADUs in pink. Very sexist, I'm sure. Anyway, that is a good start of the little one adding to that scene, which I really need to pave around there, but I am planning to do quite a bit of work all around this road section and getting all of these modulars facing the right way and so on very soon. So yeah, this space is going to have a lot of development around it. Well, one of my favourite scenes of all time has got to be my skydivers all throwing themselves out of this converted plane, which was a hospital plane. But they all look really good, joining a formation to parachute down to safety. Well, they'll probably be a lot more safe than in the skies because we've mounted all of these alien craft, and there are the twin ones hanging from their small little hooks. Really should have painted the Lego room before I started and got rid of the cracking at the ceiling line. Anyway, ignore that. Yeah, they're kind of in formation, swooping along. I like that very much. Then we've got the three, including the android, hanging actually from that rim of the alien mothership, and they look really good at different angles as well, on their way down to attack the civilians. And then the two bigger ones, also kind of in formation, loosely, with that gun very visible on the back one. Yeah, I'm glad I added that back on. And they are arguably chasing away these three jets, which have got far too close for their comfort. So the whole scene is looking very active, bright, lime-coloured, purple hints and all the rest of it. Looking very nice. So let's see how it looks from the ground. Oh yes, that looks exactly how I wanted it. Arguably, I wanted even more, actually, if I'm honest. The whole sky covered with little dots of lime with aliens on. Maybe I should just go for another sort of 10 of these or something ridiculous. But that is definitely the collection complete. And wow, it looks really good. There's a few other ones obviously spread around the city, but I think having the majority of them clumped together as a swarm is a really good plan. Oh, and I really love the fact you can see the captured lady in the bubble on the back of that one quite clearly, actually. So that's really good. Less so the gun, or you can from that angle. So yeah, looks good. And the wonderful thing about these things is they do look quite good from underneath as well as on top, because some aircraft really don't. But yeah, that is really nice. There's no mistaking what's going on there. So yeah, stage 2 of Operation Ceiling, the project to fill my skies with all sorts of stuff, has been successful. Very good. And the plane, yep, it's still attached. No sign of weakness on it so far. So yeah, if you went for an early date, I don't think you're going to win the lotto on that one. Don't think we need a lotto for this one. These are a lot lighter. So as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks will be a brick haul because we are on Wednesday and we're kind of back to normal a little bit after some odd videos on odd days. And then what I really want to do is some more undersea cabinet work, but essentially I really need to do the rock face next for the corner section, and that is taking quite a while to do, and I need quite a bit of time away from work to be able to do it. So yeah, we'll see if we can get to that. If not, we'll do one of these smaller projects in the city or in the cabinet, and I think it'll be great fun. So until then, see you! Yeah. Pew 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 pew.